What's going on, ShipStation community? This is Austin with Agentic AI, and today I'm going to show you how we automatically split orders in ShipStation. So let's dive in. All right, I've actually seen tons of people on ShipStation message boards asking about how do you split orders automatically? It's such a drag. I'm having so many people sit here and click in random order splits and create new orders and stuff. It's something that we've definitely faced too. We're a software engineering firm that specializes in e-commerce automation, and this is definitely a task that we've had thrown our way many times. So let me show you how we solve it. Again, this is just a demo ShipStation account, and this is just a demo application. So there's not a ton of logic here, but all I'm going to show you is that you can automatically split an order in ShipStation. So what I have set up here, just minimal setup, is I've created some products, and each of these products has a different warehouse location. So each product is intended, just based on its nature, to ship from a different warehouse. Maybe you're drop shipping products. Maybe you have some products that you fulfill in-house, some products that you drop ship, some products that you use fulfillment by Amazon with. So there's many different cases, especially in today's day and age, where you want to sell orders where a customer can kind of get everything in one shopping cart and doesn't have to worry about placing multiple orders. But then you will need to perform multiple fulfillments on that order, which can be challenging, especially if you're sitting here and having a human apply the splitting logic to every single order that comes in and examining it and seeing, oh, where's this product shipped from again? Like, no one wants to do that. It should be automated. And here's how we've solved that. Okay, so I added 6 products here. Just random products that are meant to ship from different locations. Each SKU, each of the 1000s in this contrived example is meant to be a different warehouse location. So let's just see how this goes. I'm going to just throw in a price there. Also, I'm not going to do the math on what this order would total out to. I'm just going to say it's $1,000. So save order. All right, and we can see that that order was split that fast, and let me prove that to you. So I'm just going to refresh the page here, and now we see that those 6 products on one order were split into 4 different orders. I appended the warehouse location to the end of the order number, and there you can see the original order number, dash, and then warehouse location. Now, I need to be honest, this isn't something that you can do with just ShipStation on its own. This is something I'm doing with a custom Node.js application, as well as the ShipStation API. But luckily, I've shared this code, this exact code that's doing this, in a GitHub repository that you can access. And if you know how to create an app and you can do that, it's a great foundation to get started with this kind of automated order management. If not, if that's something that you don't want to mess with, my company, Agentic AI, is available, so you can reach out to us and we can talk about your needs. But let me just give you a quick tour of the mechanics of how this works, and then I'll talk about some of the ways that you could scale this to perform crazy levels of automation and intelligence in your order management. So each product in ShipStation, so I just set up those products, each product has a warehouse location. So if a beach ball, shipping tab, warehouse location, San Diego. Saxophone, shipping tab, warehouse location, New Orleans. So I have that warehouse location is just a text field. So I'm examining that text field for each product on an order, and then performing logic to split that order into multiple different shipments. Now, it's important to note I'm not actually using ShipStation's native order splitting function here. I'm taking an order and then creating a clone of it, and then creating a completely separate copy of the order that only has that shipment's specific products on it. The reason I don't use the parent-child shipping relationship that is native to ShipStation is because it does some kind of strange things with the text fields. And generally, I'm doing a lot more customization, a lot more automation, some really heavy lifting on the automated order management. So I'm using those custom fields extensively. So I like to just create completely separated orders like you see here. These aren't set up with the split ship mode or anything like that. You could do it if you want, but generally I think You want each individual order to be its own discrete entity and to not be tied to other orders, unless you really have a strong accounting use case, or maybe there's an inventory use case where you'd really want to do that. But I've, I got a lot of ShipStation experience. I have an 8-figure client in annual revenue that does hundreds of thousands of shipments a year. And it's something that I've definitely found it's much better to just split the orders entirely. So if you want to scale, I would just split them entirely. Let's take a look at the GitHub repo real fast. So I'll link to this, of course, in the video, but it's a public GitHub repository, open source. If you want to use this code and run with it, definitely feel free. I'm actually excited to see what some people can come up with, because sometimes I feel like, I'm building some of this stuff in a vacuum. But I do think ShipStation is a great product for this type of custom development. So the basic logic is ShipStation fires a webhook. If you've never actually seen the webhooks in ShipStation, you just come over to the settings, the gear tab in the upper right, then head over to integrations, integration partners, and then you have this triangle graph thing right here. So I'm going to click that, and I have a new order webhook. So every time ShipStation gets a new order, whether it's coming from WooCommerce or Shopify or a manual sales channel, it'll send what's called a post request to this webhook URL and say, hey, I got a new order, just wanted to let you know. So this URL that is set up here is ShipStation-order-splitting.herokuapp.com. And basically, Heroku is a place where I have this custom Node.js application hosted. So I have a custom piece of code running, and it's this exact code in this GitHub repository running on Heroku that then takes that webhook and says, all right, what should I do with this new order? And I'm not going to go through the code by line. I have commented on it, so you can actually dive into it if you'd like. But basically, ShipStation gets the new order webhook, and then you actually have to call back to ShipStation and say, okay, let me get the actual data for this new order that you're telling me about, and then runs through an analysis process. It's not crazy heavy here. I think it's maybe 100 lines of code, 143 here, but so nothing super nuts, but you can do a lot more with it. For example, maybe you want to set the warehouse location, or not the warehouse location, but maybe you want to take an order and assign it to that individual warehouse manager. Maybe you want to send an email to the customer that says, hey, here's exactly when these 2 items on your order will ship. So you can do a lot that's going to be totally customized. You can, if you're sitting in ShipStation doing a lot of clicking and managing orders a lot, specifically in ShipStation, all of that is automatable. At least I believe so. So if you have use cases that require heavy customization, I would definitely recommend this process of having a new order webhook, hit a custom API, and basically start using an automated agent or an AI to do that order management for you. That's what we've done, and we've done it to great success. So to just finalizing the mechanics here, basically we'll come in here, we'll analyze the order, and then we'll just update the order using the ShipStation API. If you never dug into the docs of the ShipStation API, basically it's marketed as a way that you can use code to manage orders, manage shipments, create labels, and retrieve shipping rates. You can basically do almost anything that you would do with a mouse on the user interface via the API. Sometimes you have to get a little creative with how it goes, but I've handled some pretty extreme curveballs with it, and I'm a big believer in that there's always a solution. So definitely dive in and take a look at the API. And if all of this is maybe just a bit too technical, or you don't have the time to handle this yourself, my company, Agentic AI, is available. So if you wanted to reach out to us, we can schedule a call with you and just listen to your needs and really figure out where the pain points are regarding order management, and really talk about how we can use automation and artificial intelligence principles to create an intelligent agent that will perform all this order management for you, and you'll experience some of the amazing benefits of automation in your business. Because once you really start scaling in e-commerce, I think you just begin to realize that every manual process has a cost, it has an error rate, it has something that's just constantly slowing you down, and it's really not necessary. So here's how you can automatically split orders in ShipStation. I'm just going to do one more quick demo so that we can prove it works one more time. So I'm just going to do, let's get 10 saxophones. Again, the saxophones ship from New Orleans. And I'll just show you the revenue real fast. I just leave the revenue on what I consider to be the primary order, but you can actually, you could get creative with the accounting if you want, but I generally just say, hey, leave the revenue on the primary order here. And then let's get 10 sunglasses for $90. So that's gonna be $1,000 order right here. And so this should split into 2 separate shipments, and then we should see total paid just on one single order. So let's take a look at that here. And there it went. It actually fires super fast. So in the time that it takes to load the order details screen, the app is already done splitting the order. Now, if you do more heavy customization, it's not going to fire that fast. But in this case, it's so relatively simple that it goes real fast. So we can look at the New Orleans order, and we can see that we have the saxophone on there, and we're showing $1,000 under the total paid. So I'm just leaving all the revenue, at least the total paid revenue field there, all on the primary order. And then I think the other shipment was supposed to come from San Diego. We can see that total paid 0 here. So I'm just doing that to keep the accounting a bit simplistic, but if you have different accounting needs, that would be something to consider. But we can see the sunglasses meant to ship from San Diego. All right, so hopefully that gave you a tour of how you can automatically split orders in ShipStation. Now, you can't do it with the settings, but you can do it with a custom Node.js application as well as the ShipStation API. The code to do that, the code to do exactly what I've shown you today is in that GitHub repo. So you can take that code and run with it, and it's open source, and it's totally yours. But if you want some help doing it, if you want somebody to set this up for you and maybe got a lot more complex use cases that you need to handle, maybe you have some really crazy e-commerce order management curveballs, try me. I love these challenges. I love building these solutions. If you have something that you want some help with, definitely reach out to me. My company is available to build these types of systems for you, as well as just answer questions. So if you like what you see here and you want more of this kind of how to be a power user on ShipStation content, like, comment, subscribe to this video. I'll find some time to post more of some of the breakthrough things that I've found that really are helpful to both on ShipStation as well as in many other software as a service products. In the modern API ecosystem, I'm a firm believer that you can create what I consider to be intelligent agents to do all the manual work for you, and you can really just sit back and focus on what you're good at. You don't need to just sit in front of a computer clicking in random order splits all day. All right, again, my name's Austin. I'm with Agentic AI. Thanks for taking a look at this video, and keep selling those e-commerce.